back to Your Home Arts. In today's video, I'll be showing you the basics of line shading. Stay tuned till the end, where I show you how to apply the line shading to an illustration. Just before we get into the video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. You will need a sketchbook or paper, a set of fine liner pens. All these will be listed in the description below. Line shading or hatching. This is where you place straight lines parallel to one another. In this rectangle, I'm going to shade this left to right, starting off with the lines being tightly together, and as I move towards the right, I'm spacing the lines out. You can see it's darker on this side and goes lighter towards the right. I'll be showing you some more examples, going vertical on this one, and horizontally on this one. And on the last example, I'm going in the opposite direction. I'm going to show you an example of using an O2 fine liner. You can see this can appear lighter, so you can tell the difference in contrast by using different thicknesses of your pens, compared to the one where I've used an O4 fine liner. Cross-hatching is drawing lines at an angle to one another. So starting off drawing the lines closer together and placing them further apart. You can see I've started off the same as line shading, and then I'm overlapping these by drawing more lines at an opposite angle. Again, you can see if they're closer together, this will make it look darker, and spaced apart, this will make it appear lighter. Drawing another example, just at a vertical and horizontal direction to show you the different angles. Stippling is creating small dots for shading. So in the rectangle, I'm stippling more on the left, which will appear darker. I'm going to do less on the right, and this will appear a lot lighter. This is a time-consuming way to shade, but it's really effective and creates a great texture to your art. I like to use stippling in more cartoon arts or flower illustrations. Contour shading. This is where the lines follow the shape of the drawing. So I'm just following this shape. You can put the lines closer or further depending on the darkness or the lightness you want. Showing you an example of a leaf and keeping the lines closely together. This will make it look darker in shade. I like to use contour shading around some of my drawings. This can make the lines appear darker and more vivid. Scribble shading. Some people also refer this to doodle shading or doodling. It's definitely a messy and fun way to shade. So as you're scribbling, this can be quite random with the shapes you're using. So again, using that same technique, as I'm scribbling more, this will appear darker. And when I'm more loose with the scribbling, it will look lighter. This is a great way to create shadow and depth to any illustrations. Now I'm going to show you how to apply this to an illustration. I've drawn out these flowers in pencil. If you're stuck for any ideas, check out my latest video, Floral Illustrations. And using an 08 fine liner, I'm just going over this, and once I've drawn this out, I'm going to rub out all the lines. I'm going to start off by using line shading. I like to use this towards the bud of the flower and adding some to the tips of the petals too. And as I'm shading, I like to use some contour shading and using these lines around the petals and leaves to build up that darker line. Moving on to some cross hatching and placing them randomly for darker shades. And placing some on the stem where I want this to appear darker. And adding some cross hatching to the centre of the buds. Next, I'm adding some stippling to the buds and around this area, and building up on the dots and also placing them here and there on the petals. In the centre of the bud, I want these areas to be really dark, so I'm going in with some scribble shading. And adding some more contour shading and just any other final touches. For the leaves, I'm using some line shading, going from right to left, keeping that closely together, and also using some cross hatching. I think flowers are a great practice for different types of line shading and seeing what works best for you and your artwork. I hope you've enjoyed this video and you've learnt some new forms of shading. Thanks for watching.